December, someone holds me safe and warm. Horses prance through a silver storm. Figures dancing gracefully across my memory. Someone holds me safe and warm. Horses prance through a silver storm. Figures dancing gracefully across my memory. Far away, long ago, glowing dim as an ember, things my heart used to know, things it yearns to remember. And a song someone sings once upon a
Okay, hello. I am going to turn the music off while we do the videos. I am sorry for the low energy stream tonight. I am just very out of it. But we are here nonetheless. We will get started.
And also the translucent effects that they add for the flames just to really make it feel alive. Do you see the battle damage on Amidamaru's armor? Now that's what I like to see. I always appreciate when they develop a scene that plays out and have a base that makes it well. Encryption was the edgelord who was too caught up on Death Note and Sword Art Online, don't judge me. But there was one anime that I watched literally one episode of that I wasn't expecting to get major traction almost 2 decades later after having finally gone back and watching Vampire Knight and being made very uncomfortable. I, understandably, didn't have a strong desire to go back and watch Ouran High School Host Club. But for some reason, on the Flip Flop and Clock app, I keep being fed more videos about it. Against my will, might I add. But gosh, I have to watch other shows for my YouTube channel. I don't want to watch a show for YouTube and then watch another show in my spare time. That just feels like more work. I know. I'll watch Ouran Host Club for...
You can choose to raid the caravan, or you can choose to guard it. This is a game where...
Or YouTube. No joke, that's literally become my life. I rarely watch TV outside of YouTube. I usually read or play video games. Also, I'm recording this video while I'm sick, so if my voice sounds a little odd, that's why. So what are host clubs? Essentially, it's a bunch of attractive young men or women who are paid to schmooze customers. Drink with them, talk to them, make them feel comfortable. It's a platonic companion where you can really talk to them about anything. Your troubles, what's gotten you down, problems in your relationship, etc. Of course, it's much more competitive and has basically evolved into platonic prostitution, where they're employed to go on dates with people and essentially have a fully fledged relationship. Host clubs are complicated,
You
so
have
if you
a
want to
good
learn more
sleep.
about them, there are plenty of resources to be able to learn more. Specifically the
I'm
video
sorry,
that
I'm
CVA
very
made a while
tired
ago,
today.
which is just thoroughly interesting. Gosh, an incredibly handsome man who will fill your emotional gaps and give you all the attention you could ever need, make you feel like an interesting and desirable person? God, I can't imagine why this anime got so popular. But we don't care about real boys. We care
No,
about
it was
pretty
all
anime
about
boys.
the fucking
Released
twins.
in
We know it.
2006, this anime captured the attention of everyone who
Oh, well,
wasn't
and him
currently
too. I
watching
forgot his
Death
name.
Note at the time, based on the manga by Bisco Hattori. So there's this total nerd at a super rich preppy school who feels like an outcast and also has a dead mom. So not only are they an outcast, but the writer decides to take them while they're down, and they stumble upon the host club. Haruhi is an honor student, and immediately you can feel how out of touch the rich kids are.
I never would have imagined the famous scholar would be so openly gay.
Oh, right. Wow, I forgot back
I
in
forgot
2006,
how
saying
out
something
of-
was gay was an insult. Dang, that must have been a bit of a shock.
Forgot how out
for
of
who
pocket
really, when you were
everything
watching
was in
back
this
then.
anime.
I was just looking for a quiet place
That's
to
okay,
study.
me too, lol.
Or maybe
It's almost 5 AM for me and I'm exhausted
into a
and
guy
I'm not,
like me.
I'm normally not up this late / early, but have a great
Okay.
night, queen. Oh, thank
I remember
you,
why I
thank you.
stopped
You
watching
have a
this show.
good
The first
sleep.
episode is a lot when you're not out of the closet. Like, wow, Haruhi breaks an 8 million yen vase and has to pay them back.
Okay, I remember
And
that
what
part
a
of it.
better way to pay them back than to join them in the host club and learn to be a host. But not only is this show difficult to watch if you didn't realize you were in the closet, it's also very cringy sometimes.
That's an
Your favorite
understatement.
song?
What song? The one that reminds me of you, of course.
Would you like to taste it?
Only if you'll feed it to me, darling.
And in the first episode, the great thing is that this show
forgot.
really likes to
I
show
have a
off
pocket
how
for bedroom
oblivious
in
the
this
rich
anime.
are, and how they don't even know what instant coffee is because they have other people to do everything for them.
I'm afraid if I drink this, my father will yell at me.
What if I let you drink it from my mouth?
Yeah,
Ew.
okay. I think Tamaki might become my favorite.
Don't tell them that story. Why are you so mean to me?
I didn't mean to upset you.
Oh my god,
It's the
okay,
fucking
I can see
flowers.
why people are
It's the
talking
flowers
about
in
the
the
show again.
background.
Well, they are rich. I mean, incest has
But
been a
those two
long
are
time
literally
tradition for
brothers.
rich
I
people.
can't get over that.
Just ask the Habsburgs. The setup of the show is just the same as any other harem anime. You have a cast of people with radically different personalities guaranteed
don't like
to
that
appeal
guy.
to
I can't get over
someone.
the, like-
There's a character for every person of
Hold
every
on.
personality.
There was like a thunder scene that I remember from this anime. Where Haruhi is scared of thunder and the one with the glasses like pulls her onto the bed and it's such an uncomfortable scene and I hate it and ew. Like I loved the anime because it was adorable sometimes, but other times it was just ick.
Oh, I mean, there's no tsundere, so I don't know if you can really call it a harem anime. But then
That's
again,
not true.
this isn't
There's
targeted
tsundere
towards
in
horny
this.
boys, so maybe they don't need one.
When setting down your glass, extend your pinky finger as a cushion.
That's where I learned that. I still do that. Oh my gosh. Haruhi gets a
I do that.
makeover to make them handsome.
If you can get 100 customers to request your service, we will completely forget about your 8 million yen debt.
Also, there's this stuck-up who's apparently a princess named Kasuga, who's super into Tamaki, and Tamaki is giving Haruhi a lot of attention, so she starts bullying Haruhi. And we see what kind of person
hated that
Tamaki
bitch.
really is. Sure, he's rich, but there's a reason he's in the host club. He's good at being a good guy. Thank goodness Tamaki isn't an idiot, because when she starts framing Haruhi for assault, Tamaki is all like, LMAO, nope, I know you threw his bag into the pond, and then kicks her out. And the first episode
Yeah,
is
good
just
Tamaki.
such a great way to establish the two
No longer
primary
as
characters.
creepy.
And also Haruhi is a girl. That's also important.
I don't really care
Sorry,
whether
I
you
also
guys
gotta check on
recognize
my
me as a
with
boy
thing.
or a girl. It's
We're
more
on the
important for a
20%.
person to be recognized for who they are rather than for what sex they are.
Yep. Yeah, I definitely wasn't ready for this show. This show is definitely part of my awakening, and I only watched the first episode. Jeez. Now, with a new haircut, Kasuga decides Haruhi is her new favorite host. The guys have to explain that this isn't, like, surprising since she hops from host to host and never really settles down on one person.
Dude, you know.
Of course, I've never referred to myself as a dude! Mama!
I'm sorry, but who is Mama?
Based on preposition, I assume it's me.
So does that mean I can call you
Tamaki was
Mommy?
so
So
dramatic.
what's
No.
smart about this is that for someone like us, it's obvious that Tamaki actually likes Haruhi. He just doesn't realize it. But in host clubs, it's a really big deal to be the top dog. You get first dibs on most resources, and there's even like a high score list of sorts. So for people who are more familiar with host clubs, it would make perfect sense why Tamaki is so upset. And then when some rando comes, turns out Kasuga gets super sad for no reason, but she seems to know a lot about him and gets really sad when she looks at him. And oh, they used to date.
I forgot about that plotline. Little worse, go away.
They do know each other. Suzushima is Kasuga-chan's fiancé.
Or that. That works too.
The guests are waiting for...
I'm gonna be
fucking
honest.
Flowers. They keep showing up.
I like Haruhi better as a boy. Tamaki figured out a plan to get Kasuga and her childhood friend, fiancé, together because she doesn't think he notices her and he doesn't think he's a good enough man for her. And they just don't talk, and it's really kind of cute.
I want to see the world and hopefully become a better man. I know it's selfish, but I wonder if she'll wait for me.
You're right. That is pretty selfish of you.
I knew I liked you, Haruhi. The show focuses on small problems and figuring out how to fix them, with a strong emphasis on romance, because as they make very clear, the point of the host club is to make every girl happy, but they take it above and beyond, fixing relationships and mending the hearts of girls that come to their club. Also tying into the point of real-life host clubs, where you have someone to talk to about your problems, but Tamaki takes it personally, and actually does something about it. He's not just a shoulder to lean on, as I said. He's really good at being a good guy. Romance aside, I can see why this show is gaining traction again. It's very...
Say, Mommy dear?
What is it now, Daddy?
Oh, wait.
Ew.
That
You
was
two,
supposed to be a
please.
joke. I can actually call you Mommy?
Haruhi and I are the main characters, so that means we are
I know
love
who this guy's
interests.
favorite
Okay,
is.
maybe it's obvious to everyone that Tamaki has a thing for Haruhi. I thought I was being smart.
Yeah, then what are we? You boys are the homosexual supporting cast.
Can I be part of the supporting cast?
No one will find out that you're really a girl during tomorrow's physical exams!
Wait, if you're scared, everyone will find out Haruhi is a girl during the physical. Why can't you all just have like a cross-dressing day?
I'm Haruhi.
That's Tamaki. There's no denying it.
I take back what I said. This is much better. The beginning of the season starts focusing on each of the characters per episode. Every character needs to have their own chance in the limelight so that it's easier to sell merchandise. So that no character is left behind.
Oh, I love
They need
the
to make every
boys.
character
The
a viable
fucking- the
favorite, just in
twins.
case a
Look, they're
character
weird
ends up being
sometimes, but
someone's
they're so
favorite. You
adorable.
can't let that character fall by the wayside.
If you like toys, then you should come and visit my Black Magic Club.
Yes, now this is the club I've been waiting for. Where do I sign? Oh, right here? Okay, on this piece of paper that says contract? Sure, no problem. I won't bother reading it. I'm sure you guys have your reasons. Here you go. Haha. All right. So when do I get started? Whoa. Cool costume.
What the fuck?
What are you doing? Why are you getting closer to me? You guys really like immersion. Gosh. Wait. Hey, hang on. Hang on.
You guys may look alike, but you're very different.
When it comes to anime with a large cast, it's hard to give every character a moment to shine, but for some reason, anime and manga manages to execute it very well, either through committing an episode for the character or through flashbacks. There's a lot of tropes they rely on and that are extremely effective, and frankly, I kind of wish more Western cartoons would learn from them. It may not hit the same now as it did back then, but this show was much more taboo, especially in America, largely because of how casually they'll just joke about homosexual relationships. And yes, in America, sex is still pretty taboo, but not only that, this aired before a lot of the pride movements that occurred, and it was before women started to really get a voice and make it known about how media leans heavily toward the male gaze and over-sexualizes women. This was probably a lot of people's first exposure to a show that was a bit more mature and heavily focused on appealing to the female gaze. Easy to get popular when there's not a lot of competition. But of course, correct me if I'm wrong, leave in the comments if this was your experience, or if you had a different experience. I was really young when this came out and largely very ignorant. I think I was like 9 years old. It was 2006, I was born in 97. So yeah, I was about 9 years old. That's how math works. This is my take looking back. I will admit, I could very well be wrong. I was never able to ask anyone their reason as to why they liked this show. During the early 2000s, as anime was gaining traction in America, a lot of fans focused on shonen anime and treated them like they're the holy grail of anime. And don't get me wrong, those stories are amazing. But when it comes to shoujo anime, like this one, a lot of people would usually look down on it because it's not the same flavor of show as shonen. Or because it's not as deep, or because they think it's cringy. Well, and when honestly, it's really just crapping on whatever girls like, a trend that still goes on today. And though I'll admit that the stories released in shonen anime have a lot of times a really good amount of depth, people automatically assume that means shoujo is bad, when really it just focuses on aspects that shonen doesn't. You can't find the themes or story that shoujo explores in shonen. Guys often have an odd fear with the themes explored in shoujo, as if it'll infect them somehow, and that's largely due to how people are raised. But as I've grown, there's a lot to appreciate about shoujo. And more importantly, if you really, really just cannot stand shoujo anime, and you think there's absolutely no logic or reasoning that would convince you to watch any show of this genre, the explanation I rely on in order to get people, guys, to become more comfortable watching these kind of shows is that it'll help you understand girls. If you want to learn how to talk to girls, you have to take an interest in what they are interested in. Actually, honestly, that's true for literally anyone in any situation, if I'm going to be frank. You need to find a common interest, so if you're repulsed by shoujo, think of it less like watching an anime, and think of it more like research.
And, look, coming from a girl, I don't know if that's the right show for it. I mean, Tambiki's okay, like a few of the guys are okay to take pointers from, but don't just take pointers from the entire genre, because a lot of them can be problematic. Please. Please, not all of the shoujo animes. So many of them are weird, and there's icky bits.
I feel really gross saying all of this because it feels almost misogynistic. I don't really feel like guys and girls are really all that different. It just feels a lot more intense when you're in school. And so this message is mostly for people who are still in grade school. I'm trying to frame it in a way to bridge the gap between people.
Yes, Woolworths. Hello again. Goodbye. Where's the skip button? Come on. There we go.
This show has a lot of fourth wall breaks for the sake of comedy.
In the last episode, he felt threatened by another lolly boy type, so...
Hold on. I need to pause to say it's a romantic comedy. That's what it sells itself as. What do you expect?
He's taken steps to keep his rank.
In the beginning, it's funny, but they start relying on repeating jokes a lot. Almost every episode started with the same formula, and it hits the point where they really gotta mix it up or the show's gonna go downhill fast. And this show focuses heavily on comedy rather than romance, as opposed to something like
Okay. Vampire Night was icky. I can agree on that. It was not that bad. It was weird in many cases, but it was not that bad. It's just not the best.
That one. This is a much more fun show. I get that with vampires, it should be dark and mysterious, but romance should be fun. At least that's the kind I prefer in real life. There's multiple forms of romance, and you can pair romance with just about any genre and it'll work, just because you can find love anywhere. This show is very easily digestible. I will say the only thing that somewhat annoys me is that even though I don't think it's the point of Haruhi's character, I have no doubt people who watched this thought that the reason Haruhi was interesting is because she's quote-unquote not like other girls. OMG, she's not afraid of bugs, whoa.
Her whole idea is that she is in a school that she is an out-of-place person in. Of course it's gonna give off that vibe. Like, she's the one poor person in this really big rich school because she got in on a scholarship and yada yada. She doesn't fit the not like other girls. She's just not like the rich girls, which makes sense for her character.
Oh, when, yeah, there is the appeal how she doesn't act very feminine, but the real appeal of Haruhi is how real she is. The girls in this show are like caricatures of girls, when Haruhi feels like an authentic person. Honestly, everyone in this show is like a caricature, while Haruhi is the only level-headed person in this whole show.
Okay, I don't agree with that. Look, they're all characters that fit their different stories and how they grew up. A lot of them are like rich and they're ignorant of what it is like for the people on the lower end to be living, but I wouldn't say that they're all caricatures, because that diminishes a lot of their story. They are very, I don't know how to articulate this. Brain cells work, please. They do at some points like focus and lean towards some caricatures, but they always have some reason for it, and it's not a constant thing, I wouldn't say. It's mostly just when they're being hosts, which is when they're meant to be the caricatures, when they're meant to be like the perfect boyfriend type, or whatever the girl is interested type. I wouldn't call them all perfect.
Authenticity is appealing, not going against the grain. And then again, I suppose the same formula is the same for harem anime directed towards guys. The male main character usually has the most depth, while all the other girls are caricatures. I suppose this is really just how the formula goes. It's not really unique to this show alone. They just flip the roles.
Why did you confront them? Don't forget, you're a girl!
But it doesn't matter that they're boys and I'm a girl. I was there, I had to do something. I don't understand why you're so mad at me right now.
I'm not speaking to you until you can admit that you were wrong!
And this is the part that hasn't aged well. Tamaki, who is so defensive of Haruhi, relies on assuming Haruhi is weak and can't defend herself, when really he's just scared of losing her. And though it's pretty clear they'll eventually reach an understanding and Tamaki will hopefully learn that he's in the wrong, it's still difficult to see him lean on old stereotypes about girls. Thankfully, the way it's resolved is really nice. Instead of just being headstrong and sticking to his guns, Tamaki takes a second to think about how she doesn't have a lot of people to rely on. So even though she may have picked a fight that she'd lose, what else would she do?
You grew up without relying on anyone else. You don't have to be afraid. I'll always be here for you, Haruhi.
And it's through...
It is okay to rely on the person that you are with or like romantically involved with. It's not a bad thing.
Through mutual understanding. That's how deeper relationships are formed. The resolution was pretty good, all things considered.
Yes.
If you're looking for a career change into data science and analytics, but you're worried because of your age or your existing skills.
Oh god, this bit.
It'd be a shame for any harm to come to that cute face of yours, young lady.
Please have them be a main character. Please have them be a main character.
No.
Please let them be a love interest. So this is a girls' school where they believe women are superior to men, and they have their own club that covers a lot of subjects, actually. And I'm all for female empowerment, but only because I think women are equal to men. Saying that one is superior is the same problem, just kind of reversed. They hate the host club because they feel it's manipulating women. Oh, wow.
Oh god, oh
okay,
no.
Okay, yeah. I was wondering when the show would get controversial. I figured there had to be something to make a bunch of people talk about it on TikTok. Also, the kanji on that flag says woman, in case you're wondering. Listen, I get it. You're trying to make the all-girls school look like bad guys. And I'm saying this from the perspective of an American. I understand that. But it's just in such bad taste. No, it's worse than bad taste. It's literally just wrong. Germany has the common sense to squash any and all symbolism of World War II. Why hasn't Japan adopted that same philosophy? And I know that a certain amount of German culture is influential for Japan, either because of their past relationship, or because of some other reason, I don't know. And they have now toned down how loosely they will use the imagery, but still, the only time I can think of when it gets a little too close, but not quite hitting that point, is like Yojo Senki, or the Saga of Tanya the Evil. And even then, like, they changed enough of it to where it was still largely detached from any and all imagery. And even then, they made sure to say, hey, this is going to be the First World War in another reality, so not the same thing. They obviously did not have any of the, overarching really big problems that were happening. It was just several countries who were like, we are angry and fighting each other. Didn't have that big, you know what I mean?
Don't you see there's nothing to be gained in a romantic relationship between two women? If that were the case, then why did God create Adam and Eve?
You know what? I think I prefer the girls' club rather than the host club if Tamaki is the one in charge. Is there a fanfiction where Haruhi switches sides? Now Tamaki is scared that Haruhi may go to the girls' school, especially since they're sorta kinda thinking she may be a lesbian, seeing as she has no problem being surrounded by girls in the host club. And so their plan is to cross-dress. Where was this during the physical exam?
But choose us, and you gain not only a host club full of brothers, but sisters as well.
Anyway, Haruhi doesn't transfer because obviously we can't change things up that much. It's so weird how Tamaki talks so misogynistically, but does a lot of stuff that would make you think otherwise. The show is confusing. They go visit Haruhi and where she lives to get to know her better. This show focuses not only on the differences between genders, but also the differences between the middle and upper classes. The center point of the comedy is to shine a lot on their differences. And because Tamaki and the rest of the host club like Haruhi, they go out of their way to understand her and try to look past their differences. But it's just really hard, seeing as they're idiots, and it makes it funny.
She's so cute. I wish I could tell her how cute she is, but there's no telling what might offend her.
We proceed into the common anime tropes, and then we find out Haruhi's dad is... Oh, well, I guess we know why Haruhi doesn't really care much about whether she's seen as a boy or a girl. Obviously, since the host club, cross-dressed, you don't have to worry about any problems between them. They all get along great. It's really sweet, actually.
I have a completely selfish reason for bringing you out with me. I want to be seen with a bunch of cute boys.
It is crazy to think how
Okay,
much
yeah, no, I'm not. I'm sorry. That bit, no. Oh, I love seeing myself. We'll do this one.
Do you want to make a movie? Do you want to be a film director? Well, you can make a movie now. And
how do we decide who we want to be?
Who are you, Jack Frost? What is your center?
My center? That is a beautiful concept, and that is pretty damn good therapy, Santa. Jack right now doesn't know what his purpose is. In fact, he feels like he was put here for a purpose, but it hasn't been communicated to him.
Right.
And I feel like that's true for a lot of people. Like, why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing? Part of understanding who your identity is understanding who you're not. He's not a superhero. He's just some kid who really sounds like a 45-year-old man.
Jack, what have you done?
This could be a lifelong thing.
I know plenty of people who are still going through that in their 30s, 40s.
It's about figuring out who am I, right? And what
are my core beliefs? What do I value?
It is my center.
This is such a good movie, by the way. 100% recommend. It is nothing like the books. It is nothing like the source material, but it is so good, and I really wish it had a sequel.
What is yours?
Oh, I need to put cinema therapy as a second
Welcome
link.
to Cinema Therapy. I'm Jonathan Decker, licensed therapist, and I love movies. This is
Alan Seawright, professional filmmaker.
Sorry,
who needs therapy.
swap that
and
for a second.
I just had to get comfy in my seat.
Gotta get cozy. Cozy on up with a mug of hot cocoa because we're
Sorry,
going to
I didn't. That didn't happen. I swear to God.
No.
Never a stream without scuff.
We're gonna do a psychology of a hero. For Jack Frost, our Psychology of a Hero series helps us to explore that our heroes wrestle with the same issues as all of us. Identity formation, isolation, role confusion, who are we, and where are we going, and why are we here? So, for those of you who haven't seen, this is kind of like the Avengers of Holiday. It's like Holiday.
It's listen, it doesn't make any sense. Don't try to apply any logic to it. It's silly fun.
It is silly fun, but Jack Frost wakes up in the ice, and he comes out, and he doesn't remember his name, he doesn't remember where he came from, but the man in the moon tells him, your name is Jack Frost, and you can summon wind, and cause flurries. Go to, and flurried up.
Yeah, the fact that the moon doesn't tell him anything after that is just mind-boggling. I get that, like, the moon was waiting for Pitch Black to become a problem again. If I can English, that would be great. But bro, this kid's mental was destroyed. Like, he's having fun now, but then he finds out he's invisible to the world, and it's just so depressing.
He doesn't know what he's here for, what his purpose is. So today we're going to talk about Eric Erickson's...
Eric Erickson.
It's like Philip Phillips.
We'll put a call into Aaron A. Aronson, shall we?
Please, don't be childish.
Eric and Joan Erickson were a psychiatrist and an educator, respectively.
Okay.
Who explored how we come to decide who we are going to be and what we're going to do with our lives.
All right.
And they have 8 stages, later revised to 9. And the Erickson's work has been foundational for the field of psychology in a lot of ways, especially.
I do have like a therapy thing, so I do know what they're talking about. I need to get my like old book if I can find it somewhere. I don't know if it's behind my PC or not. If it isn't there, that's going to be a long time for me to look for it.
Developmental psychology of kids and adolescents,
and largely through observation, proven accurate over. This is like been a while, right?
Yeah, there's been
60 years.
Well, and the ones that are most supported are the ones that we're going to cover today.
Okay,
so role confusion versus identity, right? What am I supposed to do with my life versus I know who I am, and then isolation versus intimacy. So we're going to look at how do we get there in our own lives? How do we decide who we want to be? We've been around for 100+ years. Nobody can see him.
Nipping at your nose. Who's Jack Frost? No one, honey. It's just an expression.
Hey.
I feel that. Hey.
Frost?
Also,
why turn it?
Side note, I know this is a therapy video. He was 100% one of my like growing up crushes. Jack Frost, man. Just mint.
Into an ice ball. That's gonna do some damage.
Yeah.
Like, just throw the snow.
Okay, who threw that?
Well, it wasn't Bigfoot, kiddo.
Yeah, snow fight.
There's some delightful stuff in this movie.
You struck first.
Chris Pine was miscast. I'm gonna say it.
Why? Because
no,
he's
it wasn't.
A man-child now.
We'll get into it.
I liked him, but I'm anxious to hear your thoughts. I like that he. Oh yeah, this girl.
This is so great.
I hit Cupcake. She hit Cupcake. You hit Cupcake.
Hiding under the sled.
Oh, you threw that? No, wasn't me.
God damn it.
Kind of scary, actually.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I love this movie.
The scariest part is the fake laughing.
Hers?
Everyone has to laugh so much in this movie, and they're just not succeeding.
Keep up with me, kid. Take a left. Hey, slow down.
Hold up, no. Is that Jimmy Bates?
I like that he causes mischief, but he loves the kids that he interacts with, but they don't interact with him.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So it's at once sweet and sad. And I think the film nails that dynamic really well.
Yep.
He's very lonely.
No one thinks it's weird that it is a straight, like ice
Same time he can.
water, ice walk?
Ice
water, wow. Ice walk thing?
Jamie, are you alright?
I didn't even think of that. Like the ice was just making itself in front of him. No one thought that was weird.
Because it's a kid's film, he survived that.
Accurate.
Not pictured. The thousands of injuries requiring hospitalization a year from sledding.
Wait a minute. Come on. Hold on. What about all the fun we just had? That wasn't the Tooth Fairy. That was me. What's the guy got to do to get a little attention around here?
I do love his flying animation. Like, the way the animators have him zipping around through the world is just phenomenal.
Well, and it's cool like that because he's Jack Frost nipping at your nose. It's wind. Like he summons a chilly breeze. It's not him flying as much as being carried.
It's him being picked up and carried around, and he's learned how to control it and stuff. It's super fun. There's a lot of things I really loved about this movie. Chris Pine being miscast. Shall we?
What is that even like?
I'm gonna disagree, but I want to hear your argument first.
So,
before I disagree with it categorically out of hand.
You're wrong. So, Chris Pine is great. Everyone loves Chris Pine.
Yeah. Especially Gal Gadot.
This is a superhero film. We've all seen a bunch of
Even as a younger man.
God.
Bit gravelly voice, a little bit lower.
Yeah.
He looks like a 12-year-old, and he sounds like me right now.
And he's not even really seeking it.
No.
He's literally going through, I'm just going to cause mischief and have fun. But I like that it's a benign mischief.
Oh, yeah.
There's mischief where you are intending to harm, and then there's what he's doing. Which is, I just want everyone to have a good time.
Now we get down to
He's just there for the vibes.
I, to an unhealthy degree, love that he has naughty and nice tattoos on his arms.
What is your center?
My center?
If Man and Moon chose you to be a guardian, you must have something very special inside.
Fun.
Here, this is how you see me, no? Very big, intimidating. But if you get to know me a little...
I want to get one of those. Like have little things.
You are downright jolly.
But not just jolly. I am also mysterious. And fearless. And caring. And at my center...
There's a tiny wooden baby.
Look close.
You have big eyes.
Yes! Big eyes, very big, because they are full of wonder. That is my center. It is what I was born with. Eyes that have always seen the wonder in everything.
I just want to say it's such a beautiful concept of this movie, of like figuring out who you are. God, am I tearing up? Fuck me. God damn it. No, this isn't nothing's happening. I'm fine. It's such a lovely idea. And they did so well at like making it hit home, even to children. They just did amazing with this movie. I love this movie.
Eyes that see lights in the trees and magic in the air. This wonder is what I put into the world. And what I protect.
I also just realized my Twitch says I'm on WoW. Why does it say I'm on WoW? Hello? Twitch, please.
It is my center. What is yours?
Checking.
I don't know.
That is a beautiful concept, and that is pretty damn good therapy, Santa.
I'm so sorry for those who
that is a conversation I could have someone in therapy.
But I fixed that.
What is your center? You know, what is it that makes you you, that makes you unique? The Ericksons talked about identity versus role confusion, that when you go from childhood and then you start going into adolescence, you're heading towards adulthood. And it's not so much about figuring out a career path per se. It's about figuring out, who am I? Right? And what
are my core beliefs? What do I value?
Yeah.
What do I not worry about?
Like, my career path was 15 years ago was not, I'm going to end up on YouTube talking about movies with my buddy. My career path was, I'm going to be a therapist. Why? Because my center is helping people, right? That's something that I inherited specifically from my mom.
As someone who also learned therapy, can agree. Much agreed.
Me is a meaningful life. That's what brings me joy.
Right.
You know, for you, you're a creator.
Yeah.
At least that's my read on you. Is that's your center.
Listen, I make movies. I make kids.
You didn't really do the making of the kids.
I was a pretty necessary part of the process.
Brought some ingredients over.
I did nothing.
Jesus Christ.
I could be replaced with a syringe.
Oh my gosh.
No words.
Chemist
No,
Warehouse
'cause
is
legit.
geared up for a season of fitness, catch-ups, and sport. We've got your...
What?
But the Ericksons would say that during this stage, you try on different hats, right? And I did this in middle school. I hung out with various social groups trying to see where I fit in, and you take on different jobs. Or when.
What is the point of middle school? Somebody explain it to me. Cause in Australia, we have preschool, which is like when you're really young, until you get to like, I think it's 6 or 7, and then you go to primary school, and then you go to high school, and that's it. That's it. I guess our primary school would be your middle school. Would it be? I'm confused about the educational system in America. Someone explain, please.
When we got into college, I switched majors 3 times.
I did 5.
Yeah, you switched majors 5 times.
5 times.
Just trying to find what is my path and who am I? What do I believe? What are my values? What is my purpose? And the thing that the Ericksons were off on was they put a timeline on it.
Yeah.
This can be a lifelong thing.
I know plenty of people who are still going through that in their 30s, 40s.
Well, and
it's okay to still be figuring your life out, no matter how far in life you are. Shit's gonna get hectic, shit's not gonna go your way, it's fine. You just gotta keep rolling with punches, keep on moving.
Sometimes it comes in phases, you know? Like, you had who you were in your 20s, and maybe by the time you're in your 40s, you've evolved into something else. But the important thing is that you are looking, and that you are trying things out, and that you are experimenting. So Jack, who's just been Jack Frost causing mischief, has now been recruited to be one of the Guardians to protect children throughout the world, and he's not really keen on the gig.
It's just the weirdest superhero team up ever. I just don't get it. Russian Santa, angry Australian Easter Bunny.
Voiced by Hugh Jackman.
Such good casting. This is okay. Chris Pine, I believe, miscast. Everyone else, flawless.
Alec Baldwin's great as Santa.
Alec Baldwin is amazing. Hugh Jackman is great. Isla Fisher crushes it.
Mm-hmm.
The guy voicing Sandman, perfect.
Jude Law as
Jude
Pitch,
Law,
basically the boogeyman.
Pitch was the
Jude
best.
Law suffers from Brad Pitt disease, where he's too pretty to be a character actor, but he's a brilliant character actor.
Yeah.
I want Jude Law in every movie,
Jude
playing
Law
some
can do
weirdo.
anything. Yeah, playing some weirdo. That's what he does. It's like when Brad Pitt did 12 Monkeys, and everyone's like, oh.
Oh, he's really great.
Yeah.
Let him play weirdos more. Pretty people can be weird. Look at him.
I'm actually just very touched.
See? It's getting weirder.
This might happen. I never really believed in you. I was just trying to show you that. But I understand.
You don't understand anything!
Look, the thing that gets me about this fight is Pitch does understand. He is probably one of the only people in that world that does understand, because he is also basically invisible to people that don't believe in him. And the Guardians keep making sure that he's not believed in. It makes sense for him to be the one to try to bring Jack to his side. It makes sense for him to be the one to be like, I actually understand what you're going through, because he does. Because he was forced into the shadows and hiding under beds. But he is a terrible person, and Jack just isn't.
I don't know what it's like to be cast out!
I dig the sound design on this.
Oh, it's great.
To not be believed in. To long for a family. All those years in the shadows, I thought no one else knows what this feels like. But now I see I was wrong. We don't have to be alone, Jack. I believe in you.
I would pay good money to see a movie that's like a spy thriller duel of wits between Jude Law
These two
and
actors,
Chris Pine. That would be a hell of a movie.
Cold and dark.
What goes together better than cold and dark?
We'll give them a world where everything is
Pitch Black.
And Jack Frost, too.
They'll believe in both of us. No, they'll fear both of us. And that's not what I want.
Heckin' that.
In the Erickson stages of development, we talk about role confusion versus identity, and then we follow that up with intimacy versus isolation.
Right.
And Pitch, as in Pitch Black or the Boogeyman, is offering Jack something he's never had, which is a place to belong.
Right.
Someone who understands him. I mean, the Guardians try to recruit him, but they don't really understand him. And with the exception of Santa,
they're kind of just telling him, hey, do this because it's what you're supposed to do, not like listening to him and like, hey, maybe you belong this way.
To be fair, the Man in Moon to them is like a god. So, it makes sense that they'd want to be like, hey, maybe follow what they're saying.